Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to make a top 10 ranking for the Dream Realm in terms of a hero priority of which heroes you should be building up in order to get a good performance in the upcoming new season. So this list is going to be based on the current performance of specific heroes in the Dream Realm and also the expected performance of heroes in the future season based on their performance in the Pioneer server, as well as the Mythic Magic Charm bonuses they're going to get, because in the new season, seasonal skills will be replaced by Mythic Magic Charm bonuses, but some heroes are going to get some pretty powerful effects, making them stronger than ever before. Okay, so what I've done is in the number 9 and 10 spot, which are the first ones we're going to talk about, I have added some honorable mentions, basically heroes which are very similar to the hero I'm choosing, and because in total there are like definitely over 10 heroes that could be decent in Dream Realm, so I want to throw them in here because I don't want to like just neglect to mention them. Okay, so in the number 10 spot we have tank debuffers, Thorin and Kruger. So as of right now, all of these heroes have been replaced in the Endless Dream Realm optimal teams of the 6 Dream Realm bosses we have. In the new season, 2 more new Dream Realm bosses will be added, Orisa and Crystal Beetle, along with the current bosses we have. However, things are also going to change because of the Mythic Magic Charm bonuses and the removal of seasonal skills. So Thorin has a very powerful Mythic Magic Charm bonus, which will cause their target to receive up to I believe 18% bonus damage. So already Thorin had Soul Plunder to increase the damage the boss receives by 17%. Adding this on top will have him cause the boss to take more than 30% damage, bonus damage. And Rainier already, as an example, causes the boss to receive 25% bonus damage. So this is a reason why I think Thorin could be a key part of before getting to Endless, as well as Endless mode teams in the new season. And if you have a Thorin built up, he will be a good option for you. Then finally we have Kruger. So Kruger is good even before getting to Endless boss modes, because he will cause the target to take bonus damage from all physical sources. So if, for example, you're running a Corrin, Merrily, even Lenya, for example, any physical damage dealer, their damage is going to be amplified by the Kruger, and before getting to Endless boss modes, he's a great option. Also, the advantage of Kruger is that for his debuffs to apply, you don't even need to have him ascended. You can have one copy of him, because his Mythic Plus and his Supreme Plus are only to increase his survivability. That is pretty much their only use. So he is a hero, a pretty much one copy, wonder hero, which might be a great option before getting to Endless boss modes, but I think at the Endless boss modes, potentially he will be replaced by the other better options. So this is what we have for number 10. Now number 9, I'm going to be putting in all the damage dealers who used to be the king of Dream Realm, OD, Merrily, Corrin, and also Lenya. I'm going to put these 4 together here in number 9 spot, and the reason for that is doesn't mean they're bad options. Any hero on this list that we're naming are going to be great options to run in the Dream Realm, but it's just that the higher up you go, you're going to be running into the teams which then replace these heroes. Because currently in the Endless boss mode teams that we have for the 6 Dream Realm bosses, OD is being completely replaced from the optimal teams. Merrily is only in one of the optimal teams. Corrin has been completely replaced. And Lenya cannot compete with the or improve these teams. So Lenya is not an option for the top performing teams. However, if you don't have all the heroes that we're going to mention in the higher ranks of this list, then definitely these heroes are usable. For example, for me, I use Merrily in a couple or 3 maybe of my teams, and I also use OD occasionally as well. So these heroes are not bad. And also the thing is, in the new season, when we're beginning it off, we're not going to be at the Endless mode of bosses, and that is really when these damage dealers, or specifically OD and probably Lenya as well, who just deal raw damage, are going to shine. Because the true damage dealers, for example Lily May, even Merrily, these are the heroes which do better once you get to the Endless boss mode. It's just based on how the defenses of the bosses lined up. So OD usually dominates in the pre-Endless boss mode content, and he probably will be a good option. So OD in the early part of the new season probably will be great, even potentially in the new bosses. And Lenya specifically, Lenya maybe even deserves to be a higher rank than this, because for the Orison Dream Realm boss, Lenya will probably always be the best option, even in an endless team, because she provides the interruption needed to reduce the fury stacks to the boss. She provides the most consistent interruption coupled with really high damage. So Lenya for Orison is kind of like the best in slot hero, but for the other Dream Realm bosses, she is fine. Maybe before endless she would be a good option, but as soon as we get to endless boss mode, most likely she will be replaced from everywhere except for Orison. So that's something to keep in mind. One final honorable mention in this slot will be Reese. Reese is interesting because he has decent damage output, but he was never considered a good Dream Realm hero. But his Mythic Magic Charm bonus in the new season is very strong. It causes the boss to take additional damage. So Reese is going to be a good option, better than ever before. Brian has the same Mythic Magic Charm bonus as the Reese has, causing the target to take additional damage. But Brian is just not as good of a damage dealer for bosses. Reese does decent damage output, as we even saw in Ravage Realm. His output was not bad. So Reese is going to be another hero, which if you haven't built up, will be pretty good for the Dream Realm bosses, but I don't think these are going to be the top tier options, so that's why they're in rank number 9. Okay, now we're going to move on to number 8. So in the number 8 spot, we have put, not Antandra, we put Coco. So Coco is going to be, especially before getting to endless modes of bosses, she is one of the best supports, because she provides a damage reduction on her ultimate cast, and she provides shielding if you have her at Mythic Plus. So this is going to allow your team to survive for longer and allow you to get more damage off, because before getting to endless boss modes, or even when you're at a lower level in the endless boss mode, sometimes the boss can wipe out your team before you even have the chance to get off all your damage. That is when Coco shines the most. And even when we're talking about endless boss modes, Coco currently is used as the best option for Alpha Bear. Even some people run her in Lone Gaze. And so Coco has a place even in endless boss modes, and pre-endless she does really well, but when you need the help surviving for longer, she was in the Song of Strife season, in the early parts of the season, she was like a hero used in almost all of the teams that you're fighting. So in the early part of the new season, I'm expecting Coco to do really well. And actually that's kind of the interesting thing. In this list, the heroes who are ranked lower, this is maybe from an overall standpoint, but for the endless boss mode specifically, the heroes like OD, Lenya, Coco, these could maybe be the best options until you get to the endless boss mode. So that's why any hero on this list, even if they're at a lower rank, are going to be great options for you to be running on your team. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 7, I put Shakira. So currently Shakira is used in 3 of the top 6, the 6 different Dream Realm endless boss mode teams, and that will probably carry over to the new season as well, because he has a lot of synergy with Freesto, Mikola. When all of your heroes are grouped up together, he provides them with the haste and attack buff from his Lupine's aura, and it increases your damage output by a lot. Also gives you the survivability which is needed in some Dream Realm bosses. But before getting to endless boss modes, usually Shakira is not the greatest option, and he will also need you to have the other heroes Freesto and Mikola, namely built up pretty like Mythic Plus usually at least, in order for him to work out well in your team. Because if, for example, you don't have Mikola built up or Freesto, then Shakira will not add much to your teams. Shakira just like adds on top of those 2 heroes if you already have them well invested into. And you would of course need to have Shakira at Mythic Plus in order for him to be a good option, and plus 10 exclusive equipment so that he shares his attack buff. So he's not like a super priority, but he is a part of a lot of endless teams and for like the maximum damage, and that is why eventually you'll want to have him built on your account. Okay, number 6, we're going to put Taylene. So currently, based on Taylene's how she stands in the Dream Realm, she doesn't deserve the top 6 spot. Like, she's only used in 1 of the 6 different Dream Realm endless teams right now, which is the King Croaker team, to tank the insta-kills and get off damage. However, in the new season, her Mythic Magic Charm bonus is so good that it's very likely she is going to be one of the best options, even in endless boss mode teams, and probably even before that. So, Taylene, the thing with her Mythic Magic Charm bonus, it will cause her damage inflicted from her skills to be increased by I think 35% or a bit more than that. And also it will cause her non-normal attack skills to have a boosted crit rate. And as you know, Taylene's major damage comes from her ultimate, so having boosted critical rate on the ultimate and increase the afflicted damage by the ultimate, this is going to amplify her damage so much more than ever before. Like, she is going to hit so hard, and most likely she will be a great option in Dream Realm, and even if not there, in PvP she is going to be very dominant. So expect Taylene to be a major, like, powerful hero in the next season, basically based on her Mythic Magic Charm bonus that she'll be getting. So that's why she's in the rank 6 spot over here. In the rank 5 spot, we have Rainier. So Rainier currently is used in 3 out of the top 6 different Dream Realm Endless teams. But before getting to Endless Boss Modes, Rainier is a great option, sometimes the best. Also, in the new season, he gets a very good Magic Charm bonus, which will cause the ally one tile behind him to have 30% boosted attack. So for example, if you're positioning swapping that ally and you have Rainier just in front of that hero, not only will he be buffing them with his own skills of dynamic balance, he is also going to be giving them 30% bonus attack. And if you're doing that on your Lily May, the hard-hitting damage dealer, she is going to be so much more powerful than ever before. And so Rainier is going to be a must-have, again, to Mythic Plus, to increase the, like, you want the boss to be receiving more damage from this position swap. So Rainier Mythic Plus is still not going to be a pass for the next season, definitely. Like, even though Freyasto has become so dominant in Dream Realm, Rainier to Mythic Plus is still going to be really important. I definitely think, especially with his Mythic Magic Charm bonus in the new season, he is going to be even more relevant in Dream Realm than he currently is, and even right now, half of the Dream Realm optimal teams are running him, and yeah. Okay, so Rainier is in the number 5 spot. Okay, now moving on to the number 4 spot. So number 4, we're going to have Smokey. And it's funny because Smokey was the hero which was considered the king of Dream Realm, and it is still pretty much the king of Dream Realm, providing the most healing of any other hero, massive attack buff, haste buff continuously, and then also at his Mythic Plus, he deals a lot of damage with his special aroma on the third upgrading effect, the blue aura. So Smokey is one of the greatest options for Dream Realm teams, and currently out of the 6 different Dream Realm Endless Boss Modes, he's used in 5 of them. In the new season especially, before getting to Endless Boss Modes, Smokey is going to be even more relevant because you're going to need that sustain and the healing provided from it, along with like a Coco damage reduction for the protection, to allow your team to survive and get off their full amount of damage. So Smokey, Coco, even though their ranking is like maybe lower, like rank 8 and rank 4 rank 8 for Coco, rank 4 for Smokey on this list, before getting to Endless Boss Modes, they're going to be even higher than that, and probably going to be the best options, because yeah, you're having difficulty surviving, and that is when Smokey and Coco shine. As soon as you don't need the survivability offered by these two heroes, they're kind of phased out of the teams, and you opt for more damage. But either way, Smokey, he increases the damage output of your team by so much. Not only his own damage, but that attack and haste buff is very, very strong. Okay, so that is going to be Smokey for number 4. Now, number 3 spot, we're going to give to... Yeah, this is really difficult. It's either between Freyasto and Lily May. They're competing for the rank 2 and rank 3 spot. So I'm going to say rank 3 spot, Lily May, because Freyasto is just such a... He's such a beast, and it's very likely that he's going to be one of the major options in all of the Endless Dream Realm teams. Like for Crystal Beetle, probably definitely. Orson, I'm not sure yet, but I don't know. I feel like he probably would be. Okay, Lily May. She is the best Dream Realm damage dealer for Endless Boss Modes. There's no doubt about that. And even before getting to Endless Boss Modes, I feel like she will rival the damage of the other heroes, for example, OD, Lenya. However, Lenya specifically for the Orison Dream Realm boss is going to be better than Lily May. So maybe against Orison specifically, Lily May will not be a good option. But for the other Dream Realm bosses, Lily May will always be a good option. So because, and for once you get to the Endless Boss Mode, she deals the highest amount of true damage. No other damage dealer can compete with her. So you always will want to have a Lily May built on your account in order to get the top scores of Dream Realm. Like even for me, for example, I don't have the optimal teams. I don't have Mikola built up. And I only have Legendary plus Freyasto. So I'm using Lily May in pretty much all of my, in like 5 or I think 5 or 6 of my top performing Dream Realm teams. So even if you don't have all of these other heroes built up, Lily May is still going to be the best damage dealer option. So that is why she deserves rank 3 spot and top priority on your wish list and even your epic recruitment wish list. Okay, number 2 is going to be Freesto. So Freesto currently is used in 5 out of the 6 Dream Realm top performing teams. I think the only team where he is not used is the Snow Stomper Dream Realm boss, if I'm not mistaken. But so his damage output is really high because both he has himself and his illusion. He has a Crimson Contract to give boosted buffs to your allies, which increases their damage output or survivability. Freesto himself can be incredibly tanky, so even before getting to endless boss modes, he can tank it. Like if the boss is mainly attacking the frontline heroes, he can allow your team to survive for longer. And he does really well with the haste buff from Mikola. And Shakira buff as well, because then you have Shakira, Mikola, Freesto, all of these frontline melee heroes all gaining the benefit of their buffs and increasing the damage output of each other with the Shakira buff, for example. So Freesto is a top performing Dream Realm hero. He's ranked 2 right now. In the new season, from the Mythic Magic Charm bonus, I can't remember what he's getting, but it's mainly because it isn't too remarkable for the Dream Realm content. I don't think it's going to make him like a total beast for Dream Realm. It's not like improving that too much. But already just his kit alone, his abilities, is what makes him shine so much in Dream Realm. So still he is going to be a top option for many endless boss mode teams. And so that is the thing to keep in mind. Okay, let's take a look at the final hero. The final hero we put is Mikola, of course. Mikola, she has just, it's so crazy how she has become the #1 Dream Realm hero. Currently in all the endless boss modes, or of the 6 different teams, she is the best in slot hero for all 6 of them. Even when we're talking about early game in the new season, before getting to endless boss mode, she will provide the attack buff, she will provide the healing and the range defense, which can be useful in some bosses. She'll provide the haste buff. She provides the most damage output of any support, potentially. However, her healing is going to be limited. Like, Smokey heals much more than Mikola. So, for example, before getting to endless boss modes, it's possible Smokey will outshine Mikola and even replace Mikola. Smokey-Coco combo to keep your team alive. But even in those teams, a lot of the times you run Smokey and Mikola together, and Coco you can run as well. And then finally, you can throw in Lily May, Freesto type thing. So Mikola is going to be, and is probably also going to be the case in endless boss modes of the new season. Probably all 8 of them are going to be running Mikola. Even the testing people have done in Crystal Beetle and Orison, Mikola is the best option. And Smokey has kind of been not even run in some of these teams. So Mikola is still going to be the best support for Dream Realm, a priority for both your regular wish list and your hero recruitment epic wish list, because they just, her, Lily May, are so dominant in Dream Realm, and so they're kind of must builds for your account. Freesto, so overall, just recapping things and giving you a bit of a priority for the Celestial Hypogeans. Taylene is expected to be better than ever before. Now the question is she now going to be buffed up enough to make her the best option in multiple endless Dream Realm boss teams? Because that's a question you have to consider if you want to build her before Rainier or Freesto. So if you want to be safe, I think Rainier, Freesto are probably going to be the top 2 Dream Realm heroes throughout pre-endless as well as post, like, endless boss modes of the new season. I suspect they're both still going to be overall more used in the top performing teams than Taylene, even though Taylene has a massive buff for the new season. And especially Rainier, he has a really powerful buff, 30% attack boost for your target who you're already buffing. Like, if it's a Lily May, that is no joke. That is a huge amount of increased damage you're going to provide from that Mythic Magic Charm bonus. So Rainier is not going to be any weaker than he was in this season, and probably going to be even better for Dream Realm bosses. So Rainier, I still think, is not a pass. You cannot pass him, and probably getting him to Mythic Plus first will be the top priority. But then after he is done, if you go for the Freesto after him, that's probably your safest choice. And then when Freesto is done, at least to Mythic Plus, then you can go for Taylene. That is probably my priority of them. And this is the thing about Scarlita. What has happened to Scarlita? even in the current season, where she has a really powerful seasonal skill for your team, she is only used in one of the top performing the 6 different Dream On Boss optimal teams. If you don't have like Fresco built, you can use her in more than that. However, that is pretty bad considering the fact that she has a really powerful seasonal skill. It's because Scarlita doesn't shine in Dream Realm. She shines when there's a whole grouped up enemy team that she can smash with her axe. And in bosses, that is not the case, other than maybe the Skyclops like the summons. So this is the problem with Scarlita. And in the new season, she's going to be losing this seasonal skill. And so she's not even going to be buffing up your team as much. So I'm suspecting that Scarlita is going to be completely replaced from the optimal teams in Dream Realm. That is why she's not even on this top 10 list. All the heroes I put on this top 10 list, I think are going to be seeing some use as the top teams at different stages, maybe pre-end list, maybe post-end list. But that's why we put them on the list. Even the honorable mentions like Temesia, Kruger, Thorin, and Lenya, Odie, Corin, Marilee, Reese. I think all of these are going to see some use. So hopefully you guys got a good idea of which heroes to target for the Dream Realm and kind of understand. This is based on my expectations as well as my experience and all that I've seen so far in both Pioneer server and the current server I'm in, like global server. So I'm expecting this is how it is going to play out. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and good luck getting these heroes recruited, and we're gonna get our end of season settlement rewards like the epic recruitment tickets, temporal essences. So now is a good time to think about which hero you want to prioritize next and get built up. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one, and until then everyone, peace out for now.